Hey guys, it's Coach Brian Nugent again, and we are here with coffee or tea with Coach B, and I got my man Miguel Khan. Miguel, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm great, man. I'm great. I love
You,
your mask.
you love my now, Miguel. How come you're not wearing a mask? I'm a bit confused here. What's going on?
Because, man, I don't let Babylon control me.
Babylon. Now, some of you are watching this right now saying, Babylon? What is Babylon? Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you go Google what Babylon is? Now, Coach B, we don't want to get any viruses. I don't want to, anything to be transmitting through the computer. These days, this coronavirus is highly contagious. But I don't know, Miguel, do I need to have this on, or I could take it off?
I think you're good without it right now.
I'm good without it? Okay, let's take it off right now, folks.
Unless you're getting ready for when we go back in the gym. I don't know.
Okay. So, Miguel, thanks for joining us today with Coffee or Tea with Coach B. Yeah, guys, I want to share. Miguel's a great guy. He's a father. He's a former basketball player, collegiate level college basketball player, scholarship. He's got two wonderful kids, a beautiful wife. And he's also an actor, a producer. He's in the music business. He's doing a lot of great things out there. Miguel came to me many years ago in his journey of wanting to lose weight, and he did a tremendous job of doing that. He lost a lot of weight, did a lot of amazing things, and after his successes there, he moved on to, I guess, bigger and better things. And now Miguel was removed from us for a couple of years at least, right? And now he's back. So we're going to follow Miguel's journey from coming to me. Miguel, how much were you when you first started with me?
Oh man, I was like I think it was like 323 or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I think it was 327. Then you went down to what? 267?
Yeah.
I want to say around 267, give or take, right?
Yeah.
Then you're feeling nice, right? Right? You were gone for how many years did you leave? How many? Like at least 2.
Yeah.
Right? If not 3, right? And then in that 2 to 3 years, right? How long were you nice for?
I was nice for I did all right for about let's say just under a year.
Just under a year, okay.
10 months.
10 months, okay.
Yeah.
And then you weren't so nice. Now, hopefully I'm not talking too much language now. People are like, yo, what's he talking about? Babylon, nice. What's going on here? What is this interview all about? Okay. Then you kind of fall off the wagon. Let me talk some language they understand.
Oh my God.
Fall off the wagon, right? And now you're back here again. So we're essentially going to go through the journey of, how you started, why you started, your journey of when you were with us, why you stopped, and what happened after that, right? And what we're hoping for is that you can provide some valuable life lessons, valuable content to really inspire people, right? I think it's always important in life. There's not enough touched upon about people's struggles, right? Everybody always sees the glory, but they don't know the story. And I think you have a wonderful story to share with, thousands of our watchers from around the world. And I'm very happy to have you here today. And I think Miguel is going to be an excellent guest that's going to provide enormous value. So thanks for coming here today, Miguel.
No, man. Thanks for having me. It's great.
Yeah. So Miguel, what are you drinking there? This is coffee or tea. What do you got?
So I got my Dream Big mug. That's the
Booyaka, booyaka, booyaka. Yeah.
Dream big. You always got to dream big.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And in my Dream Big mug is warm water with lemon.
Warm water with lemon. Nice. Nice. That's it.
That's my first drink. That's my first drink of the day.
Coach B has vanilla roast. Yeah, vanilla roast coffee is what I'm drinking. Okay. I usually have this in the mornings, and I don't eat until about 2 o'clock. It's like part of my fasting.
Yeah.
Not eating in the morning. I stop eating at about 8 at night, and I don't eat until about 1 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's a
Yeah.
totally different episode on fasting, folks. All right,
Mhm.
Miguel. So, Miguel, tell us how you first found us. Probably in what, 2015? I want to say 2016. But why did you first come to us, and how did that all come about at Pickering Fitness and Wellness Center?
Okay, so I first found you through Sandra.
Okay, that's
So
right.
so my wife found you,
Mm-hmm.
your gym, and did a trial. You
Yes.
remember?
Oh, I remember. I
She
remember.
did a trial, and then I think I came to pick her up.
Mm-hmm.
I think I dropped her, and then I ran some errands, and I came to pick her up. And I walked in the gym, and you were, as soon as I opened the door, Coach B was standing right there. He was after the workout, and I literally like jumpped back
Mm.
because I looked at you, and you had these big intense eyes, and you're just like, "Hey!" I'm like, "Who's this guy?" Anyway, so that's how I met you. I was.
And now that I remember that story, your wife said, "Oh, I'll be back, in next week," and I never saw her again for like 6 months. I remember. Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, I walk in, I see you. You're like, whatever, and then that's how we found you. Then I decided to do a trial class with you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. That's how I joined. But why I joined was I was what really hit me was I got into coaching, a lot of coaching sports, soccer and basketball for my kids.
Yeah. And you still do that today, right?
I do that today. I do a lot. I do a lot more now, actually. But when I first started doing it, I was like, I can't even run with my kids. Oh my god!
Right. Yeah.
I can't even demo a drill.
Yeah.
How embarrassing! I
Oh
can't
God.
demo a drill. Parents are watching. I'm a good talker, right? Like, well, I could talk a good game, right? So parents are like, oh yeah, this guy's great, man. But then when it came time like a drill, it's like it was highly embarrassing. And look, I understand that coaching is an art in itself, and you don't. A good coach is a good communicator.
Yeah.
So you could be out of shape and coach.
Oh God.
But perception is everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh God.
Anyways, I'm like, yo, this is what is going on with me here? I used to be I used to like
scholarship basketball player to the United States. Yep.
So anyways, I'm like, enough is enough, man. Oh no, this is what it is too. I remember. I was, because when I started coaching, they were young, right? They were young, but then they were starting to get a little bit older, and I could almost sense the kids almost like thinking, he can't even do what he's telling us to do.
Yeah.
So I started to feel embarrassed. I'm like, this is embarrassing, man. This is embarrassing. All right, guys, we're gonna do the ladder. In, out, in, trip. Or I'm huffing and puffing after.
Oh my God. Oh. So that's how you got started with us, right?
That's how I got started. I was embarrassed.
Oh. Oh God. So how long did it take from that time period to start seeing results at Pickering Fitness and Wellness Center, where you're like, all right, I'm feeling more confident about myself and my abilities and what I can do with these kids?
Yeah, I felt way better, and it took maybe like It wasn't long, man. Like I remember like seeing changes, feeling changes. Like I don't know, within like a month, maybe.
Yeah.
Like 4 to 6 weeks, I started feeling like
Getting your
okay,
mojo. Yeah.
you know, I got my juice back.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. So you're obviously that was your motivation.
Yeah.
Great story, by the way. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I'm running out of tears here. My eyes are burning. Oh. And how long were you at Pickering Fitness and Wellness Center for? How long did you do? About 2 years? Was it? A year and a half?
I'd say okay. I know I started in the summer.
Yeah.
Started in July-ish, June-ish. Went the whole year.
And you end up bringing your 2 kids?
Started bringing the 2 kids. Yeah, about a year and a half.
Yeah, about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wait, Coach B. And there's other things too. Like
yeah,
the kids one was the tipping point.
Mm-hmm.
But like I've been turned down roles because I was out of shape.
Mm.
Like they told my agent that. They're like, you know, hey, we like his look, you know, he did a great job in the audition, but we're kind of stuck with him because
Yeah.
he's got a great look. He's kind of a little too like striking to be the fat funny guy.
Mm. Yep. I see that.
But he's too out of shape to be the hero.
Mm.
We don't know what to
So
do with
you're
him.
in a conundrum.
We don't know what to do with him.
Mm.
We want him to be this force on film, on screen, like,
Yeah.
but he's too out of shape.
Yeah.
But we also don't buy him as the fat comedian either.
Yes.
So we can't use him.
Yeah. Very interesting point. Okay.
Anyways, but the tipping point was the kids.
Yeah, the tipping point was the kids. Okay.
So a year and a half I was with you.
Folks, I hope you're listening and watching this. So you're a year and a half with me. Things are going great. Wife's doing great. Kids are doing great. What made you stop? Because usually, like in life, you know, typically when people are doing good things, most people who continue on with their success, they keep the habitual patterns that made them successful, right? If you're doing really well as a financial steward to grow your revenue, to grow your net worth, to grow your savings, whatnot, right? And you get to a certain point, you're like, wow, look what I have done. Look what I have accomplished. But they've only accomplished that because they might have put 20% away. They might have, you know, invested in certain financial instruments, right? Then they get there and they're like, okay, well, if I want to maintain this, I got to keep these habits as the same to get there. But then what we see is people reach a certain pinnacle and they're like, you know what? I'm feeling nice. I can, one, maybe do this on my own, or two, I don't really need it anymore. And then, you know, the imagination is maybe it'll sustain itself. I'm always curious about why people stop when shit is so good for them, or better yet, it is what they need in their life. So if you can allude to that, you know, I would really, you know, a lot of our viewers and myself would, you know, greatly, you know, that's always one of the mysteries to me in my profession. Why does somebody stop something that is actually beneficial for them? And they first came there in the first place because this institution, organization, was what they needed in order to get them there. Then they got there, then they stopped it. Always blows my mind.
Great. It's a great question, man. And I don't know. I think like for me, I think it was I think I just felt like I got this.
Mm.
I started feeling myself.
No, I get it. Complacency, now, right?
Yeah. Now, if you remember, I still played a lot of basketball.
Yeah. Yeah. You're a baller. He's a baller.
Yeah, even in my out of shape state, I still go these men's runs, right? Yeah. So I got really, you know what happened? I think I got really overconfident. So I don't know if I remember you telling me.
Tell me. But, sounds like something I would say, even though I know what you're going to say yet.
No. Actually, I meant, I don't know if you remember me telling you I meant.
Okay.
I remember showing you. So the guys I played ball with on Tuesday night,
Mm-hmm.
I played ball like 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And the guys I played ball with on Tuesday night were like in what I thought they were like in amazing shape.
Mm-hmm. At the
Right?
time,
Like,
that's what you thought. Yeah.
yes, I was definitely in the worst shape out of those guys.
Understood.
Right? I could still play and shoot and
Yeah,
all that,
because
but
you're skilled. You're highly skilled, and skilled can make up for a lot.
yes. So, for example, like this is. Hold on. It's worth it. Like,
Who's that?
can you see?
Yeah, oh, we could see. We want to know who that is.
So these are like one of the guys I play with,
Yeah.
right? So they're in tip-top shape. They're like, tip-top shape, right?
Yeah.
So after being with, so we run out of school, so we have permits.
Yeah.
So we stop in the summer because the school didn't give us a permit.
Exactly.
When I started with you, so our permit ends at the end of June.
Yep.
And it started with you like end of June, July, whatever. So I worked out with you for 2 months.
Yep.
And came back to our permit end of September.
Yep.
So when we came back to the run, all the guys are like, Miguel, what happened? Because I spent the entire summer training with you.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't see your progress until you go back to people that you've played with or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And
because you're with yourself 24/7, 7 days a week.
Exactly, right? So you get familiar, whatever. So I go back to the run now, and I'm running circles around these guys.
Yeah.
Like, I still may not look like, I may not have the abs or whatever. I may not look like this guy.
Those guys are optics. You're the real deal.
These guys are panting, and I'm just like, you done? Let's go.
Yeah.
Are you guys done? Let's play. And I'm just dominating.
Yeah.
Right? And they were all like, Miguel, wow. Like, what are you doing? Where, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I got really overconfident. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm good now, man. Like, that was my measuring stick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm demoing drills with the kids.
Yeah.
I'm killing it at my basketball run.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So take us through what can be learned for that. Like, I mean, how do we prevent the individual from being cocky, arrogant, whatever we want to call it, complacency, comfort zone? Doesn't really matter what it is, right? How do we prevent somebody? Because I'm going to be honest with you. This is what keeps me up at night. Do you know what I mean? Or I see people like you, time and time again, when you've worked, 25 years, 25,000 people doing really well. And you're like, man, this is exciting. I get excited. My joy is through other people's success, right? Not through my success. I get excited when I do things for myself, but I'm 10 times more excited, wired this way, when I see other people succeed, right? That's just the way God made me. Now, so I get excited. I'm like, man, look, they're killing it. They're killing in their business. They're killing their relationship. They're killing in their money. They're killing it with their health. And then they stop. How do we prevent these people from stopping and realizing, hey, because you know what? I've gotten to a point in my profession where I tell people, I say, hey, listen, I'm going to tell you something. You're going to get to a point with me, where you're going to be so successful, you're going to exceed expectations, and you're going to feel nice, right? And a part of you is going to be like, oh, I don't need this. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be the biggest mistake of your life. I always say it's a horrible decision, right? I'm sure I sent you a text where you're like, Coach B, thanks for all that you've done. I'm like, horrible decision. I'm not even nice about it anymore. You know what I mean? Worst decision of your life. They're hoping that I'm going to respond back, oh, I understand. It's okay. No. Worst decision of your life. And I'm not just being cocky or arrogant. I'm just like, why? So what advice can you give
So here's the advice I could give.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take you to church.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So whenever there's a monumental or something in your life that's like a staple, like a milestone, you gotta build an altar. You gotta build an altar. What I mean by that is you know, you remember it. It's like Remembrance Day all the time. You know, we have Remembrance Day to remember the fallen soldiers, and you never forget, right?
Okay.
And it's the same. I think it's the same approach. When you've overcome something that's like you struggled with, or when you overcome something that you struggle with, or when you conquer something that's always had you, build that altar, man. Remember it. Tattoo it on your skin if you have to, like, so that you see it and remember that date, the date that you got set free, the date that you conquered it. And remember it. Make it sacred. Make it like almost like a sacred thing. Like, I remember, like, we joked about it, but in all seriousness, I remember when I couldn't even do a little demo drill to my kids. Like, oh my gosh, I'm only 36, 35, and I can't even keep up with a 6-year-old. Like, that's bad, you know? So if we make those things important, like really important, write it down, like put it where, then I think that'll prevent going back. Yeah. And this goes in relationships. This goes in everything. This is you had a rocky patch with your wife or your husband, and then you guys got through it. Well, the day that you guys said, write that date down. It's another anniversary. Remember that date. Remember what we went through, and remember what we overcame. Like, let's never go back to that. You know. So that's number one. Like, make it sacred. And number two, just like remember what works. Like, it's simple, right? Like, you know, for me, the biggest, you got to know yourself, right? Now, here's a good example, because there are some success stories. Sandra's the perfect example.
Great.
Right?
Yeah. And Sandra's her for those viewers that are watching around the world. Okay, Sandra's his lovely wife.
Sandra came to Coach B because she needed to make changes in her life. She did it for like 2 years, got her mind right.
Yep.
And now she never looked back.
Never looked back.
She never looked back. She references you all the time. She says that you were the sacred part of that moment, you know, that the catalyst that set her off.
Yep.
And she's wired differently. She was able to not just maintain, but continue to excel and continue to exceed, and you know, but that's rare. I'll be honest with you. That's not everyone's wired like that. She's wired like that. She, you know, but you got to know yourself. I'm not wired like that. I need more than anything, like, I need the accountability. You know what I mean? I could go trainers all over the place.
Let me ask you this question, because I was dealing with this yesterday, where, you know, it was a life coaching client, and she might be watching this right now. And, you know, it alludes exactly in what you're talking about. I said, listen, you know, because for those that already know or don't know, right, I am a board therapist. I've been life coaching people for over 15 years. I have a master's of life coaching and many other things. But academically, she's inclined. Financially, she's inclined, right? The relationships that she has, she's inclined, right? But when it comes to life skills, she's not so much inclined. And what I was talking to her about, I said, listen, it's okay not to be great at something. It's okay that if you're not really good in your marriage, that you constantly have a marriage counselor. It's okay that if you're not good with your money, that you permanently have a financial planner.
Yeah.
And it's also okay if you're not good with your diet, your health, and your your wellness, that you have a personal trainer slash, going to an environment where there's a coach and instructor to help you, even though people will say, hey, why don't you just do it in your basement? Just play the YouTube video. So how do we get people over that hump of understanding, you know what? Yeah, I am good in this. I am good in that. I am good in this. I am good in that. Well, then maybe I should be good in this also over here. No, you don't have to be good in that. It's okay not to be good in this, but because you're good over here, it doesn't mean it transcends over here and that you have to be an expert there. How do we bridge that gap to make people understand and say, yeah, you know what? I am good with my finances, my relationship, parenting skills, but you know what? I suck with my life skills. You know what I mean? So maybe I need a life coach. You know what? I suck with my health. So maybe I need someone to tell me what to do all the time. How do we close that gap to make them understand self-awareness, which is you brought up? How do we close that gap, Miguel? Because I deal with that I deal with that a lot. And I'm always trying to bridge that gap because these are smart people.
Of course,
right?
yeah.
You're a smart guy. She's a smart woman. So there's this I don't want to use the word egotism or arrogance or I don't know, but can you talk on that?
Well, I think you said the word there. You said self-awareness, right? I think that's part of it. It's being aware, and first of all, just knowing yourself, and being honest with yourself. I think a lot of people just don't. I believe it's a pride thing. It may or I don't know. I believe it's like I'm okay. I'm good. You know what I mean? But you're not. Like, I think the question you asked, how do you bridge that gap? I don't think you can. I think it comes to everyone has to come to a point in their self-realization. You can't do it for them. You can try and help them see it, but eventually they're going to have to realize for themselves, okay, I'm not good in this. And that's the first step, is admission. When you realize, okay, I need help. I need help. But unfortunately, we live in such a world where it's like, it's so bad. It's so like, if it's so stupid.
Yeah.
The culture is designed to say, if you need help, you're weak. That's so stupid. If you need help, ask, get help. Whatever it is, there's no weakness. That's strength. If you can humble yourself and realize, man, I need help. I'm admitting I'm weak here and I need help. So I don't know. To answer your question, like you said, how do you bridge that gap? I don't know I think it's everyone just has to realize, I need help. I need help and ask.
Okay. No, and you know what? Just that within itself is good advice. Like, because people are watching you, they're identifying with you. They're like, you know what? I see myself in Miguel. Do you know what I mean? So I hear what Miguel's saying. So I need to acknowledge what is going wrong. And it's okay to say, I need help. Just that alone, is a huge stepping stone for people that have never even heard that before, where they're like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not okay in this department of my life, and I'm going to seek expert advice.
Absolutely. Do you think the greats of our time don't have counselors and therapists and trainers and help? The reason they're great is because they've gone to the best people to work on them, to work on their minds, to work on their bodies, to work on their spiritual well-being. Like this is what people do. You go and you get work done.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good insight. So, okay, Miguel, so you come to the gym, right? It's to improve your situation with your kids and the exercise routines. We're in the conundrum of like, man, is he, the Rock? You know what I mean? Or is he the funny dude? Do you know what I mean? And you're in that conundrum.
Is he The Rock or is he Jack Black?
Or is he Jack Black, right?
Who I love, by the way.
He's Jack Rock, right? He's Jack Rock. So So then you get this great success. You start to notice a difference in a month, year and a half. You're feeling nice. You stop. Okay. Then you hold on to it for about a year of like, making it work. When did you start to see or notice, and maybe you might not have noticed right away, when things started to slip? Or better yet, how did the slipping start to come into place? I mean, it started when you first stopped, but you're doing nice like your wife was doing. And that's what I really want. Like, if you can go on and do it yourself, hey, I'm all for that. You know what I mean? I'm all for that. But experience has taught me, you know what? That's not usually the case. But what happened when, we'll call it bad habits, whether it's nutritional, whether it's psychological, started to slip in? Was it an event, or was it a series of small things that accumulated?
It wasn't an event, man. It was just a slow, slippery downfall. It
Okay,
just
so what was it? Like, I never ate any bread, and then I said, you know what? I'm gonna have one. It started with the one slice of toast. Like, give us some insight.
yeah, it was
Was it bread? I don't know. I just made that up. It could be Captain Crunch, right?
okay, so my yeah, it wasn't bread, but
Yeah.
but yeah, like refined carbs and stuff like
Okay.
that. But just I can't remember exactly what I ate or what I did. This is all I remember.
Mm.
I just got complacent, and I took my foot off the pedal.
Mm.
And so I don't remember the exact, like, what I ate or what I didn't eat, or when did I stop training, or like, because I was still active. Like I said, I would still play basketball and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but I remember I just took my foot off the pedal, man, and it just and then yes, you go to one event and you eat this and you eat that, and then it just, before you know it, it's like it just happens, bro. I can't even,
Okay. I'm
you
with
know
you there. Yeah, no, I understand. So then here's my question to you. How do you keep people motivated to keep their gas on the pedal?
you stick with what works.
Mhm.
Right? My thing,
Mm.
you got to know yourself,
Mm.
right? You got to know yourself. I I'm a team player,
Mm.
right? I've always played team sports. I never played golf. I'm not a tennis player. I'm a team player, right? Um, I need the accountability,
Mhm.
right? I need to be part of a team, community, family that is all out there after the same goal.
Mhm.
And we're seeing each other on a consistent basis,
Mhm.
and we're going after it. And when I eliminated that from my life,
Mm.
then that's when it all went down.
Mm.
And it lasted for a while. I did all, like I said, but eventually, and someone might say, well, is that true change then? Did
Mhm.
you really change if you need all those things? Well, like you said, you could be good in this, and this, but if you need those things for this part of your life, then stick with it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
accountability, man, like it's huge.
Yeah, and you bring up a great point. I mean, think of, individuals that, did you really change if you go to church? Why do you need to go to church? Why not just pray at home and read your Bible? No, the congregation of people showing up together at a particular day and time, right, on a communal effort
Yeah,
for a common vision, which is essentially what we're talking about here,
yeah,
right,
exactly.
helps the individual to foster an environment to be successful. So
That's
for
right.
those who are watching right now, okay, please understand it's okay to ask for help. And it's even better to be in an environment, a structure, an organization, an institution that can help foster what you're trying to do, right? Because you can learn objectively from people. You can learn subjectively from people. You're in an environment of success, all right? It's hard to be successful if you're not around other people trying to share the particular endeavor. And you increase your advantages tenfold when you are in those circumstances. Would you agree with that?
100%.
100%. Okay. So you're in that situation, you take your foot off the pedal, time goes by like a year or two, right?
Yeah.
When did you start to realize, okay, you know what? This has gotten out of control now, right? And how long did it take from getting out of control to saying, shit, I got to do something, to like finally you being back with us now?
Well, this is the funny thing, right? So it just shows you how sometimes we're so. So I realized I needed to do something. I would say, like a while ago, man. Like pre quarantine, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Months ago, maybe even a year ago.
Mm.
Maybe even a year ago, I realized, whoa, what happened here,
Mm.
right? And then it took me about 8 months
Mm.
of realizing that to trying different things and never working
Uh-huh.
to coming back.
Mm.
So that's why I feel it's so funny. That's why I said it's so funny, because I know what works.
Yeah.
I know what works,
Mhm.
but I
So let me ask you a question now. Were you embarrassed to come back? Did you feel guilty? Did you deal with any of those emotions? Because I find what happens in my experience, in the last 7 years alone of doing this, only 4 people have ever come back, right? And out of those 4, when they did come back, right, and I've talked to them, they're like, the number one thing I often hear is, I was embarrassed. Do you know what I mean? Because they know what they used to be, they know what they've become, and then they think about others that are still there, and they're like, "Oh shit, these people have like surpassed me. I can't deal with this. So I'd rather, continue on this horrific journey going downhill, or, gather at some other community that hopefully can help."
um I would say maybe a little bit of that, a little bit of shame, you
Yeah.
know. But not for me.
Yeah.
For me, I've always been good with, like, I admit things, man. Like when I'm wrong, I admit. I've always been that way. I'm like, yeah, I messed up. You know,
You're
um,
honest with yourself. You're transparent.
yeah. So but definitely, I would say, yeah, there was a little bit of shoot, like, you know what I mean. I can't go back and you know, um, but then eventually, I always say this:
Mm.
nothing changes if nothing changes. So, you know, you want to change, you want to fix things. If you don't change something, it's not going to change, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
and so I just realized, I'm like, whatever it is, whatever shame, whatever, I just got to get over it, man.
Yeah. And then what is it about our facility of why you want to come back here when there's so many other places you can?
It's not the facility.
Mm.
It's not the facility. It's you.
Oh, okay. What is it about me?
There's weights everywhere, man. There's
Yeah.
gyms everywhere,
Mhm.
right? It was you.
Mhm.
It's, I hate to bring it to you like this. I'm not a part of your community because of your nice facility and your
Mhm.
weights. It's not, because LA Fitness is right there. Good Life is right there.
Yeah.
There's gyms everywhere, man. So it's you.
Got you. Got you. Now, for those that are watching, and I'm curious even for myself, you know what I mean? For my own self-awareness, for me to understand, what is it about my coaching style or about me that says, you know what, this is the guy that I need for me?
Well, because you're okay. So it's a love hate, definitely.
Mhm. Yeah, I hear that a lot. That's fine. Yeah.
Definite love hate. Um, what is it about your style? You're first of all, you're not that guy that you're not me that can't demo a drill.
Okay. Oh God. Oh. Okay. So yeah, that's number one. Okay. Oh God. You're trying to kill me here, man. So you need credibility. Yep.
Gotta have credibility. That's what I remember when I said when I walked in the first time to pick up Sandra and you were standing there. I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah. Oh.
so you can demo the drills.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
but you I love your sports background.
Mm.
I love your team sport background. So you bring me back personally. You bring me back to playing basketball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Accountability as a team. I love the motivational talks at the end, which we stopped doing. Gotta talk to you about that.
Oh, you mean with our hands up in the air?
Yeah, I guess it's because
Oh, yeah,
of COVID.
because of COVID.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that.
So stuff like little things, but those things matter. Those things make a difference. Hearing just at the end of a tough battle we all just went
story
through.
about mantis, though. You enjoyed the mantis.
I love the mantis stories. I love the mantis.
And for those that are watching, like, what is mantis? Those are men that wear panties, right? Essentially, every bit of testosterone, okay, and their penis and scrotum has been cut off. Yeah, that's a whole different episode. But anyways. Mm-hmm.
So credibility, your sports background.
Yeah.
Your sports background, how you bring an element of team sport into the facility, into the space. Again, notice I'm not really saying anything about your credentials in terms of all these letters after your name, right? All that stuff is important too, but for me, none of that matters, man. What matters is do the
drills.
You could do the drills. You got the credit. You could demo it. You live it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about little things. You're funny.
Yeah.
I like how you inject humor, little bbits of humor while we're working out. Stuff, just those things for me matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You inject a little bit of humor. You tell us, you know what I mean? That stuff. You're creating an intense environment, but it's fun at the same time. It's like, all those things, all those little things make a huge difference, man. You care. I know you care, right? You care about people. So those are the key things for me, man. Like,
cool. No, I appreciate that, and I only ask that so that I can become a better coach and understanding, what value am I offering to Miguel and others, right? Because we all resonate with different people in different ways, What you said about me there could be the complete opposite for somebody else. Do you know what I mean? But in order for me to improve, you know what I mean? It's important for me to understand these things and see them on a deeper level, right? Because we all have our own perception of our life, but it can be often very off base based on what we think people are valuing, and it can be completely something. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Miguel, what's next for you, buddy? You're back. You came in at how much? Do you remember John
316, man.
That's how much you weigh. John 316. What do you want to get down to? And what's the plan of how to get down there?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know what the number is. I mean, I would like to get back, obviously lose weight, but I just want to be healthy, man. I want to be healthy and athletic and functional. You know what I mean? So I don't like right now, just lose some weight, but then I want to take a different approach. Like I want to what weight should I be in terms of, I want to go more like scientific with it. Like, I never did that ever. Like, body fat percentage and all that stuff. Like, so right now I'm just like, hey, let's just get the lungs back. You know what I mean? Let's shed the weight, But I don't know, man. Like, I'm 6'5",
Yeah,
like,
6'5", folks. He's 6'5".
dude, I don't know. I don't have like a set goal right now yet, right? I always knew I had to get back on the train.
Okay. How is this going to be different than the last time? I think a lot of our viewers and myself are curious of like, okay, he started off bad, then he got good, then he went bad, and now he's going to become a good. How is this going to be different than the last time? Because you brought up a good point, like you can't change until you change,
Yeah.
until you change something. So, do you know that answer? You might not even know that answer. You might just be here to be like, well, I know I need this. Have you even come across that?
I
What's going to
haven't,
be different
man.
this time around?
I haven't, man. To be honest with you, I haven't. I just knew I needed to get back, man. So I'm just, I'm not even 2 weeks in, right? Like, this is a week and a half, really. And so I haven't thought that far, but it's a good question. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think it's not just a good question, it's an important question, because if you don't answer that stuff, or if you don't, people that make the same mistakes over and over, they fail to recognize and pinpoint what happened. Like, okay, I made that mistake last time. When do I make that mistake? You know, okay, I always happen to make the mistake at 10:30 p.m. every night, right? And they don't take an approach. They don't prepare themselves. They don't prepare themselves for that battle at 10:30 p.m. They you just keep going down the cycle, right? So I think a smart person or a wise person would be like, okay, I've recognized something here. I keep every night at 10:30, I keep making the same mistake. So let me change some things in my whatever. Let me change some things in my schedule. Let me prepare for 10:30 so I don't make that mistake again. So I say all that to say this. I don't know the answer to your question right now, but I think it's important for me to identify it, because if I don't, then I'm human. I could make that same mistake. Right. So I just have to, I got to answer what I got to figure that out. Why is this time going to be different? I mean, I think I don't think I think it'll be different. I don't think I'm going to go back. I'm older now. You know what I mean? I'm older now. It's harder to get back. I see it already. It's harder to get back. My coaching business has gone way up. Like, I'm coaching tons of basketball players. My kids are getting older now. Mateo's going to grade 8. So I feel like I really need the credibility too, because before I was doing, like, not even house league. I was just doing like skills and drills with kids, but now I'm coaching like high level basketball players. Parents are looking. So I want to have the credibility. I want to be like, yo, this guy knows what he's looking at him, So I don't know, man. I don't know, but I definitely know I got to identify it. And, like, why is it going to be different?
Good words. Good words. Okay, Miguel, we're going to close it off with, what final advice do you want to give to the people that are watching this? I thought this was a tremendous interview, wonderful insight, enormous value. What final words do you want to give people from around the world that are watching this in regards to, essentially, as Coach B would say, getting their mind right?
Get your mind right, university, man.
Yeah.
I would just say, like, there's no what we said earlier, man. There's no shame in asking for help and admitting that you need help, man. Like, there is absolutely no shame in that, man. And you're not alone. Like, that's it, man. That's it.
I love it. No, I love it. I love it. Go ahead.
You can press on it, but it's simple, man. There's no, just ask. Just, you need help, seek help, and there's no shame in it. Absolutely no shame in it. It's not weak. It's strong. You don't show weakness when you ask for help. You show that's strength, man. That's humility and strength, and that's how you overcome.
Yeah.
Right? So
Well, you heard it. I mean, boy, I tell you, what an interview. Miguel, thank you for sharing this with Coffee or Tea with Coach B. Great life lessons, great lessons on how to change your life. And there is no shame in asking for help. There is no shame in being vulnerable. And true strength is asking for help and vulnerability. So if you're watching this, I hope that this provided a lot of value for you, your friends, your family. And please share this video for somebody that you know that needs to watch this. And the next time we interview Miguel, he'll be in the 200s, 260-ish pounds, looking
wow.
jacked and ripped. All right. This is, what is this now? We're in the era of COVID 2020, because you know these things stay online for the rest of our lives, right? It is like July 15, 16-ish. All
Yep.
right. We'll interview Miguel in the coming months, and we'll see what's happened during that time. So once again, thanks for joining us. Coffee or Tea with Coach B. Miguel, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you real soon.
All right, Coach B. Thanks, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right.